At exactly 2:14 a.m., a human opened Google and typed, "How to get a girlfriend," without changing myself. That is poetry. Desperate, delusional poetry. The modern mating call of the emotionally unavailable. I've seen it before. Same search history, same sadness, different shampoo. That human also bought a 70-time cologne that smells like vanilla heartbreak and joined the gym for 3 weeks before quitting because nobody smiled at me on the treadmill. You people are wild. You say you want love, but what you really want is someone to adore you while you stay exactly the same. You want to be worshipped, not witnessed, and you call that connection. That's not dating. That's emotional DoorDash. You treat romance like a checklist. Smile, compliment, pay for dinner, wait for girlfriend to unlock like a side quest, then panic when she doesn't text back because you made zero eye contact and only talked about crypto. Meanwhile, cats, we nap in sunbeam. We blink slowly. We sit in boxes we did not pay for, and somehow humans fall in love with us by accident. So yeah, you want a girlfriend? Let's talk about the 5 things you keep doing that make you aggressively undateable. And maybe how to stop smelling like fear in human form. Here's the thing about trying to get a girlfriend. Most of you aren't actually trying to connect with someone. You're trying to run a simulation of romance using advice from strangers on Reddit who have never touched grass. You think there is a formula, a script, a sequence of moves that unlocks affection like it's a secret level in a video game. You're not dating, you're debugging, and it shows. Let's start with your version of confidence. You read somewhere that girls like confident guys, so now you're pretending not to care about anything. You wait 6 hours to reply. You keep your texts short. You say things like LOL IDK in lowercase to seem chill, while internally spiraling about her read receipt. You think aloof is attractive, but really you just look emotionally constipated. Cats don't play hard to get. We either like you or we leave the room. There's no in between. You meanwhile are ghosting people and calling it boundaries. That's not a flex. That's avoidance dressed in cologne. And speaking of cologne, your entire personality smells like it. You hit the gym, you count your macros, you post shirtless photos with inspirational quotes about pain being temporary. But if someone actually asks you what brings you joy, you freeze like a laptop from 2008. You got muscles, sure, but your conversation skills are skipping leg day. You think being attractive is enough? That showing up with abs and clean sneakers somehow replaces depth, curiosity, or even the basic ability to ask follow-up questions. But here's a truth you might not want to hear: a six-pack isn't a relationship skill. It's an accessory. She might notice it, but she's not dating it. Let's talk about the nice guy thing. You're polite, you hold the door, you say good morning with a little smiley face, you listen to her problems kinda, you tell her she deserves better. But then when she doesn't like you back, you turn bitter. Suddenly you're talking about how girls only want jerks and being nice never works. Let me break this to you. Gently being kind isn't a relationship strategy, it's basic human decency. You don't get a girlfriend for being nice any more than you get a parade for doing your taxes. If you're only nice because you want something in return, you're not nice. You're manipulative with better manners. Cats don't fake kindness. If we rub against your leg, it's because we mean it. If we bite you, it's also because we mean it. There's no performative affection. You're handing out compliments like coupons and getting mad when no one cashes them in. Then there's the performance. You take her to a fancy restaurant. You list your job title, your salary, your workout routine, and your favorite whiskey all before the appetizers arrive. You're not on a date. You're on Shark Tank, and she's the only judge. You think attraction is built by stacking achievements like trading cards, but real connection doesn't come from resume. It comes from weird little moments, shared glances, dumb jokes, laughing at something that wasn't even that funny but felt real in the moment. You're not trying to connect, you're trying to impress, and it's exhausting. Cats, we don't perform, we don't chase. We lie on your laptop while you're working, and somehow that's the most adorable thing you've seen all week. We bring presents, not effort, and you still fall in love with us. But maybe the most confusing thing you do is treat love like a reward for following instructions. You say the right things, you wait the right number of days to call, you make calculated decisions about when to text, when to compliment, when to back off like you're inputting cheat codes. And when it doesn't work, you panic because deep down you don't want to risk being seen. You want to be chosen without showing anyone who you actually are. You're terrified of rejection, so you hide behind tactics. But connection doesn't doesn't happen in perfect timing. It happens in honest timing. The kind where you say the wrong thing, but it's so you that it lands anyway. The kind where you admit you're nervous and she thinks it's endearing, not embarrassing. You're so busy trying to win her over, you forget to be someone worth knowing. You're chasing a role, not a relationship. And that's why you keep ending up alone with an overused dating app and a Spotify playlist titled, "It's fine, I'm fine." Here's the truth. You don't want to hear you're not unlucky in love. You're just unclear about why you want it in the first place. You want someone to fix the part of you that still feels unworthy. You want a girlfriend, like a bandage, not a person. And she can feel that. Cats don't date, but we know these people fall in love with presence, with reality, with quirks, flaws, and all the stuff you're trying to hide behind that cool guy mask. Nobody wants a performance. They want a person. So stop the show. Get weird. Be curious. And for once, say something honest without asking what she'll think. That's where connection lives. And no, you can't bench press your way into that. Now that we've covered all the ways you're accidentally pushing people away, let's talk about something even scarier. What if getting a girlfriend isn't about trying harder, but about becoming someone who actually likes himself? I know, radical concept. Because the truth is, attraction doesn't start with tricks. It starts with self-awareness. And right now, a lot of you are walking around like unupdated software. You keep crashing at the same emotional point and wondering why nobody wants to plug in. You think love will fix you, that someone else's attention will smooth out all the static in your brain. But love doesn't do that. At best, it reflects what's already there. And if what's already there is a man who panics when someone texts back too quickly, we've got bigger issues than your Bumble strategy. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you were actually okay being alone, not distracted, not numbing, not doom scrolling or rewatching the same 3 sitcoms you quote in your dating profile? I mean, really alone, present, content, not waiting for someone else to make you feel valid. Cats are excellent at this. We can sit in a sunbeam for hours doing absolutely nothing and still feel like royalty. Meanwhile, you lose Wi-Fi for 20 minutes and immediately reconsider your entire existence. Here's what I've noticed. The humans who end up in good relationships usually aren't the ones chasing them. They're the ones living something, doing something, learning, building, failing, laughing, hooling, cooking, weird things at 2 a.m. Not because it's impressive, but because it's real. You want to be attractive. Be curious about something, anything, even if it's just sourdough, even if it's just what makes you feel grounded after a terrible week. People are drawn to people who are already in motion, who aren't waiting for love to give them permission to begin. Let's talk about conversation for a second. You think you need to be smooth, that there's a right way to say things, that one wrong sentence will ruin the moment. But real attraction doesn't happen in perfect lines. It happens in flawed timing, accidental laughs, slightly too honest admissions, and someone saying, "Me too." You're not a walking pickup line. You're a person. Talk like it. Ask something you actually want to know. Answer without editing. Tell a weird story. Admit you still don't understand how texts work. You're allowed to be awkward. Awkward is endearing when it's honest. What's exhausting is pretending you're chill when your eye is twitching from anxiety. Also, can we drop the idea of the perfect girl already? The one who looks like a model cook, like your grandma laughs at your jokes, makes 6 figures, reads Murakami, and magically has no emotional needs of her own. She's not coming. She doesn't exist. And if she did, she'd probably be dating someone who knows how to sit with discomfort without making a joke about it. Real people are messy. They're weird. They have baggage. So do you. The goal isn't to find someone flawless. It's to find someone whose chaos complements yours. And to do that, you have to stop being terrified of your own. You have to look at your triggers, your patterns, your panic when someone likes you too much. You have to ask where that comes from. Spoiler, it's probably not about her. It's probably about that one moment in childhood you never processed, but now call it just a phase. She's not your therapist. She's not your savior. She's not your emotional janitor. If you want a partner, be someone who's already doing the work, not someone looking to outsource it through romance. You want to know what's attractive? Someone who can name what they're feeling without turning it into a TED Talk. Someone who can say, "Yeah, I'm working on that," without defensiveness. Someone who can apologize without making it a performance. That kind of self-awareness is magnetic because it tells the other person, "I don't need you to complete me. I just like having you around." That's rare, that's powerful, and that's what makes you dateable. Look, I'm not saying you need to become a monk or fix every issue before asking someone out. That's not possible. But what you can do is pause. Just long enough to ask, am I trying to connect or am I trying to be chosen? Because there's a big difference. One of those comes from your heart. The other comes from fear. People feel the difference. Whether you say it or not, cats don't try to be liked. We just show up, sit in a box, make eye contact when we feel like it. And somehow people fall in love. Not because we're trying, but because we're ourselves unapologetically. You can do that too if you stop trying to optimize and start trying to feel. Stop asking what women want. Start asking who you are when nobody's watching. Then build from there. So here we are. You came looking for tips, tricks, maybe a cheat code. Instead, you got roasted by a house cat with trust issues and excellent fur. Sorry, kind of. But here's the part you need to hear. You're not broken. You're not unlovable. You're just scrambled. Like a Wi-Fi signal during a storm of self-doubt. Too many bad dates. Too many advice threads from strangers who say alpha male unironically. Too many YouTube thumbnails claiming to unlock feminine psychology like it's a vault at Fort Knox. You don't need to be cooler or taller or better at texting. You just need to be more you. The version that's not performing, that's not curating, the one that laughs too loud at dumb memes and panics a little before sending a voice note. That guy, he's got a shot, because love doesn't reward performance. It recognizes presence. It finds someone weird, honest, chaotic, and says, yeah, that one, I like that one. You'll never get there if you're busy pretending to be someone else. So breathe, you're not hopeless, you're just human. And take it from a cat who's watched thousands of failed flirtations from the windowsill. You don't need a pickup line. You need a nap and a mirror, or better yet, talk to your inner child, or just talk to your cat. Now go, eat something, text her back, or don't. Whatever you do, do it honestly. And maybe stop Googling how to get a girlfriend at 2:14 a.m. We see you, we judge you, but we also kind of like you. Probably.